Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video. So we're checking out the Toyota LB Silhouette GR Supra, and we're going to do a stage 5 and a stage 6 tune and shift pattern on this. We're going to go ahead and start off with stage 6 where everything's maxed out. We'll go ahead and show you the tune, and then we'll do a review at the end, guys. Alright, so if you have all the stage 6 parts and all the fusion parts, your nitrous goes here, your final drive goes over here, and your tire pressure goes here. If you change parts, remember, it will change the way your car is tuned. Thank you to Asho Speed the King for making this content account and letting me use it. A link to his channel in this video's description. Now this car is actually really easy to drive, guys. You're gonna let go of the gas on number 1, then you're gonna go second, third, nitrous, about that fast. All shifts before the red line after that, and that's about all there is to this guy on stage 6, completely maxed out. So that's the max tune and shift pattern. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third, nitrous, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and there we go. There we got a 7.187. All right, this car has a dyno time of 7.272, so it does beat dyno by a little bit. All right, the fastest time I've seen recorded for this car so far is like a 7.128, 71.29, something along the lines of that. Alright, so now we set her down to stage 5. If you have stage 5 only in all the fusion parts, you're going to have your nitrous all the way to the right, final drive at 2.28, and tire pressure at 8 psi. You could even probably still keep the final drive down at 2.0 if you wanted. I would play with both and see which one works better for you. Tire pressure at 8 psi right there. Same thing pretty much. Same tune almost exactly. And on this car, I tuned the tires first, transmission second, nitrous last, and that gives me the best results as far as tuning the parts in that exact order. All right, now this car is going to drive exactly the same, but it's actually going to beat dyno more on stage 5. And we're gonna see if there's a low performance point high evo tune for this as well in a minute. After we do a review, we'll check that out. All right, so we're going to drive it exactly the same. 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third, nitrous, right? 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And I'll tell you what, this is actually a really nice car. We'll get to a little bit more of that in the review here. But yeah, I like this car a lot, guys. I like this car a lot. There we got a 8.795. There goes the old dyslexia. Last run was 8.791 with a dyno time of a 8.924. So this is running great on stage 5. All right, so let's go do a little bit of a review on this car, and then we'll check out if there's a way to tune it for a live racing setup. All right, so first off, this car will beat the Tempest races, right? If you want to beat Tempest 1, 2, and 3, this car will do it as long as you install enough fusions and stage 6 parts. Alright, so unfortunately this one does not share stage 6 parts with the GR Supra, which is the Elite Tuners one, but it does share parts with the LB Silhouette Supra, the Pandem V1 GR, and the Pandem V1.5 GR Supra. So all 3 of those cars use these same stage 6 parts. I was really hoping this one would share parts with it, but unfortunately it doesn't. So on stage 5 or stage 6, this is actually a very nice car that's going to do very well at pretty much everything. Now, if you do take it into live races, it might struggle a little bit on stage 6, all right? On stage 5, though, I think it's going to be a pretty decent live racer. It will get pushed into the faster lobbies pretty quickly, but that's where the low performance point high evo tune we're going to look at in a minute comes in. This thing will be like any type of supply cup or a little daily race or anything like that that requires a card that beats dyno time. this will do it if it needs a Toyota, okay? This car is going to be pretty good at pretty much everything, honestly. Like I said, it would be all the Tempest bosses. It's just an all-around really nice little car. And the cool thing is you don't need any stage 6 parts to make this car good, just a bunch of Toyota Fusions. So if you max this car out, it's going to do 437 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 0.9 seconds, and 0 to 100 in like 1.3 seconds. So it's got good acceleration, good top speed, good pretty much everything. World record time so far that I've seen is around 7.128, guys. That's a pretty fast car, okay? It's not one of the fastest cars in the game. Most of those cars now are running 7.7, 7.8, 7.9s, but 7.1 is still pretty darn good. Alright, so to set this car up for live racing, we've taken the 3 tunable parts, which are your tires, your transmission, and your nitrous, and we've set those to stage 5. For example, engine, turbo, intake, body, those are all set to stage 3 parts, okay? So those are all stage 3 with stage 4 tunable parts. Hopefully that makes sense to you. For example, you have to have the tires to at least stage 3 to tune them. You have to have the nitrous for at least stage 3 to tune it. And you have to have the transmission to at least stage 4 before the game allows you to tune it. So you might even be able to knock those down a notch and still have well over 1,000 Evo points and win live races. Let's go look at the tune that I have set up. So on a stage 3 stage 4 car, we've got the nitrous all the way over to the right. We got the final drive around 2.74, and we got the tires down on 8 psi. That gives us a dyno of a 10.076. And remember, we want to be able to drive the car to not, we don't want to beat the dyno. On these low performance points, high Evo tunes, you don't have to beat dyno time to win live races. Okay, these are the opposite of the normal. As long as you run really close to your dyno without beating it, they should win pretty much every live race and never get pushed into the faster lobbies. So let's go ahead and do a test run. Remember, we got a 10.076, and we're going to drive this very differently. We're not going to do any early shifts or any of that stuff. We're just going to try and do all good shifts, and we're probably going to hit our nitrous on either second gear or third gear. We just want to make sure we run it without beating dyno. So first, we're going to try a test run with nitrous on second gear. 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third, nitrous. Well, there I did nitrous on third gear, guys. I accidentally hit it on third. Normally, I shift into second a little bit earlier, so that might have slowed me down just a little bit. All right, it takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of playing with it to figure out the right shift pattern. There we got a 10.224 with a dyno of a 10.076. So I know I screwed up. Let's try that again. So our goal is to shift the car so it runs as close as possible to the dyno, but not faster than it. 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third nitrous, fourth, fifth, sixth. And that time I did not bury the needle. All right, that time I did not bury the needle. I think I still hit nitrous on third gear that time. I'm not sure which gear I hit it. So basically, if it's beating dyno time, I'll hit nitrous on a later gear. There we got 10.140 with a dyno of 10.076. All right, so that was still a little bit slower than we want. So let's go ahead and try one last shift pattern. This time we'll go ahead and do one single early shift in the second gear. All right, and then we'll hit our nitrous and see what that does. 3, 2, 1, go. Second nitrous, third, fourth. This time we're going to shift pretty much all good shifts instead of right before the red line. So it's all about playing with it until you get the car to run as close as possible to that dyno without beating it, right? This might take you 10 or 15 minutes to figure out exactly. There we got a 10.073 with a 10.076. So that time we actually ran a little bit faster than the dyno. So what you want to do is basically drive it just like that, but maybe do something to slow it down just a little bit. Like maybe one of those shifts, maybe one of the shifts do it like a lot earlier or something along the lines of that, just to slow it down slightly. But if you drive it like that with this tune and shift pattern, it's probably going to win almost every single live race without ever being pushed. So yeah, that's these low PP high evo thing is definitely the new deal. I made a video explaining this a little better not too long ago. It's probably on my CSR2 basics and my CSR2 guide / tutorial playlist, I would imagine. So bottom line, the best thing about this car is if you want to live race it, all you got to do is upgrade it to some stage 3 and maybe a couple stage 4 parts, and you're ready to rock and roll. This thing is going to do what you want it to. It's going to be great at live. It's going to be great at everything. As long as you tune it and drive it right, this car is amazing. All right. So if you got this one and you don't have a good tier 5 car, definitely upgrade this guy. All right. I think that pretty much wraps this up. Thanks for watching, guys. Danny lightning out. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell. Set those notifications all so you don't miss any good stuff. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Rough has like this. Okay, guys. See ya.